Hey, it's your boy Z, aka Zytheus here, and welcome to the edition of Snap in 5, where I'll give you all the top news and information from Marvel Snap this week in 5 minutes or less. Before we get into it, if you haven't yet, please hit that like and subscribe button below to make sure you get your weekly dose of Marvel Snap news. Now, let's jump into it. To kick things off, we're in a new month. That means we're entering a new Marvel Snap season. This season is called A Brave New World, named after the new MCU movie that's coming out on February 14th. I think the most exciting part about this season, we are getting so much more this season than your standard season pass card and spotlight cards. Second Dinner announced in their developer video that there will be a brand new game mode coming to Snap called Sanctum Showdown on February 18th, and the long-anticipated character mastery will go live on February 11th. We'll have more details about this feature next week. Now, Sanctum Showdown is a brand new game mode that will be 6 turns, and the goal of the game mode is to be the first to get to 16 Sanctum points. You earn Sanctum points by winning a location, and whatever point value is on it during that turn, you earn that many points per turn. There'll be one location known as a Sanctum each turn, and it'll be rotating and be worth 4 points, with the others for 1 point each. In this new game mode, you'll be able to earn new type of currency that you can buy a number of items, including 3 brand new cards in Marvel Snap: Uncle Ben, Gorgon, and Laufey. And also, you have the ability to buy up to 4 unowned Series 4, Series 5 cards. Remember, this amazing game mode drops on February 18th. Now, since this is a new Marvel Snap season, that means we get a new season pass card and new card and spotlight caches this week. Let's take a look at this month's season pass card. Sam Wilson, Captain America, is a 2-cost, 3-power card with the ability: Game Start, add Cap Shield to a random location. Ongoing, you can move Cap Shield. Cap Shield is a 1-cost, 1-power card with the ability Ongoing. This can't be destroyed. Give your Cap +2 power when this moves to Cap's location. I think it may be a little more narrow in its scope for a season pass card, kind of like Surtur was, and only working a few decks. Decks I think will love this new card will be move decks leveraging Kraven, Madam Web, or Miles Morales, and different types of ongoing decks using cards like Spectrum, Moonstone, and of course the OG Captain America. This card has a chance to make Captain America meta, and I'm here for it. This card also gives us a token weapon card, which is really cool to have that type of card added to the game. And I believe we may see more of these types of cards coming in the future, and that's really exciting. If you like a more in-depth look at this card, 3 day 1 decks of various collection levels, location synergies, card synergies, and counters, I'd highly recommend checking out Rez Snapper in his latest Snapper Pass video series below, going through this card in great detail. Now let's look at the new card this week and the spotlight cache it comes in. We have the new card Joaquin Torres Falcon 2 this week, and it's accompanied by Makkari and Namora. Joaquin Torres Falcon is a 3-cost, 4-power card with this ability Ongoing. The on-reveal abilities of your 1-cost cards here happen twice. This is my favorite card of the month, and I don't think most people feel that way, but I think this has a lot of potential to do some crazy things with 1-drops that'll add a lot of fun to the game. I also think this season is very average for new spotlight cards overall. This card has great synergy and work well with mill decks using the Hood, Yondu, and Darkhawk decks using Korg, Affliction decks with Silver Sable and Selene. Nah, probably not Selene, but a boy can dream, and definitely Bounce with Rocket Raccoon, Iceman, and some of the other 1-drops I mentioned. Outside of 1-drops, expect to put cards like Moonstone to complement it, and of course the OG Falcon letting to trigger those 1-drops again. I think this card enhances all 3 decks, and it'll be pretty fun. I'd recommend using tokens this week if you have the other 2 cards in the cache, as I don't think the spotlight variants are that good. As with any new card, I always recommend waiting to see how this card does this week before going for it. Cache-wise, I think this is the second best of the month. This cache includes Makkari and Namora. Makkari is a Series 5 card, which is great, but only maybe fits in 1 to 2 decks at all overall. One is a Surfer deck, and the other is a Dracula dump deck as she leaves your hand to go to the field. So an extremely niche card. I like Surfer decks, and I'm genuinely excited to finally get Makkari, but I'm definitely in the minority. Namora is a Series 5 card as well, but she was just recently in a spotlight cache a few months ago, so a lot of people already have her already. She is a solid card that lives in those Lasher, Scarlet Spider decks and does pretty well, but again, pretty niche in application. I'd recommend to please plan out your month accordingly, especially with so many new cards. With that in mind, if you'd like a more in-depth look into each card, spotlight cache, decks for all the new cards, and to start to plan, I recommend my man Pulse Glazer on Snap Judgements channel and his video below, as he's a thorough breakdown of this month's caches and cards. Now to wrap it up, let's look at the top 5 decks in the meta. And the top 5 decks are, at number 1, an Ares Juggernaut Surtur deck. At number 2, an Ares Arrow Surtur deck. Surtur is back at the top with the help of the new card Ares, if you haven't noticed. At number 3, Airsham 2099. This one's bittersweet as I love Doom 29 and I hate Airsham, but it's a solid deck. At number 4, Iron Wiccan. This is your standard Iron Patriot list with a splash of Fenris Wolf. And at number 5, a Bullseye deck. If you want a more in-depth breakdown of these decks and to see what 6 through 10 are, I would check out Alex Coccia's weekly breakdown below of the top 10 decks in Marvel Snap. If you like this video, please hit that like and subscribe button below. I'll be coming to you every week with Marvel Snap content in 5 minutes or less as you prepare for your week of play in Marvel Snap. That's all I have for you this week, so I hope you have a great week, great pulls, and lots of cubes in the future. I look forward to seeing you next week. See ya.